Oh my goodness, the boys are literally back. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Come on, baby. Come on. We're back and we got the big announcement coming in about 10 seconds. Start counting. What's up, everybody? It's the All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and the homie Manny Ruffin. God damn, it feels good to be back. I mean, it's been like a week, but it's felt like a month. This show, from now on, starting from September 1st, is powered by Dimers. That is the big announcement for you. We cannot wait to start with them. We are so excited to, obviously have the respect from them, the trust from them to just let us do our thing. This is something that we've been trying to look to do since we started back from doing the shows on a computer screen, on Zoom, in a closet, to now we're able to get paid from doing this. We're able to work with these great guys in this great gambling community. Dimers.com is a sports betting and culture website that provides daily betting insights and picks on all the pro and college leagues in the United States and the rest of the world. Powered by a data projection model that runs simulations on every single game 10,000 times. Count it, 10,000 times. At Dimers, not only can you find the best bets to make, but you can find the best sportsbook odds for every game, as well as links to all the sign-up offers from the books who are literally fighting each other to get your business as a bettor. Also at Dimers are detailed guides on how to bet on sports and weekly featured articles focused on members of the community, which you might have seen with El Cap and Bo Wagner as well. Dimers.com should be your first stop if you're looking to turn your love of sports into a love of betting on sports. So excited to work with them. First contract signed. Boy, does it feel really freaking good, man. I was going to say fuck there. I just didn't feel like it. I'm not there yet. My energy's not there yet. But, man, it feels so good. I'm so happy to be with these guys. So much love for those guys, and we can't wait to get started. Jerry, I want to say this before we get going. Jerry, we know that you're with Dimers, and we're coming to work with you, baby. Jerry, you're on the shoulder. Kenny, you're on this shoulder. Man, we love you guys. Jerry, we got so much planned that we've been told that we're going to be doing with you over the course of this football season, and we cannot wait to be doing that with you. So all love to everybody in this community and Dimers for bringing us on board and signing us to a deal with them. So super excited. God, man, I was trying to do that fast, but like not too much.
You're good.
Okay, so
what a time to be alive, man.
And listen, like, we've been out for a week. There was no episode last week. There was no streams last week. Manny was dealing with a cold that was not COVID. I
don't know what the fuck I was dealing with, bro.
So we got that out of the system. We're back. And I mean, honestly, I said it at the beginning, but it really felt like a month. Like, I was bored as hell last week.
Yeah, that shit was
doing all the behind the scenes stuff.
That shit was
you guys, if you guys have remembered from the El Capitan episode where we talked about the behind the scenes stuff, and one of his quotes was like, nobody wants to know about the behind the scenes stuff. Nobody sees the behind the scenes stuff. So they all just see the fun and games that we have in front of these cameras, in front of these lights, in front of these mics, and all that kind of good stuff. So for today, Manny, I'm going to pass this over to you. I would love for you
I have my bad. I have one just special shout out to make because this is the first episode with the additions. Shout out to our boy Seamus. We got Tyrese Maxey on the wall. New addition. Now, Rich Paul did say he doesn't want him in Philly anymore, but I'm sure he'll stay. We'll find a way. And we got. Is this the first episode of RJ?
No, this is
okay. I just got to make sure we got to introduce our new friends.
Yeah, so we got our new friend Tyrese Maxey behind us there, so that's good. We're working on the other. We had an Eagles poster up here. We're working on trying to get that, but you can kind of see the rearranging there. We got the Rangers thing back there. We got this nice poster here. So actually,
Speaking of them,
we'll do that. We'll do that in a little bit, but. So from the giveaway, if you guys remember, Seamus won the giveaway. And what did he do? He gave back to us giving to that. So he got this with the giveaway, with the $50 NBA Pro Shop gift card in the giveaway. And just got another addition to the studio.
Gotta make sure I show my guy some love, man.
Yep. Super excited to just keep adding and reinvesting into ourselves. So, okay, tell the new Dimers followers and listeners what the hell we are talking about today.
All right. Well, today, we have a short side tangent with the Ben Simmons and Philadelphia situation.
We'll get to that.
Jeez, I have to get New Jersey now. Next we have the whole Bishop Sycamore situation. Is this a high school? Is this a fake high school? Is this Glen Mills? Is this
Glen
we
Mills?
Don't,
Get the fuck out, bro.
I don't know what we're dealing with here. And then we're gonna do our AFC divisional predictions. So it's a good show. We got a nice packed show for you guys. We're supposed to have a guest this week, but it fell through. Have a guest next week. Actually, my old high school basketball coach. We won a championship together. He did his thing. He played in college. He runs pro-am tournaments now. Has his own gym, his own personal trainer. So that'd be a good show for next week. But let's dive into this week's topics.
Yeah, man. So you want to start Ben Simmons?
Yeah, start with that.
Okay.
Debacle there.
So I'm just gonna kind of see how heavy I can press Manny and how heavy I can piss him off with this. So
no, you won't be able to.
I won't be able to. Okay. So we want to talk a little bit about Ben Simmons because there has been some rumors fumbling around.
You love this.
I'm ready to. So there's been some rumors around the city of Philadelphia and number 25 in the blue, white, and red, and his future with the Philadelphia 76ers. So Joel Embiid had some. He took some of his thoughts to social media, specifically on Twitter, and I'm just gonna read a couple of these tweets here. Just to see what this brings to your mind. So the first tweet from Joel Embiid is that I haven't forgotten, but 2 years ago, I got booed. People in Philly wanted me to be traded. I even shushed them. Only the real ones didn't know, but I just put the work in that offseason to be better because I knew I wasn't playing up to my potential. Philly fans, y'all also gotta be better. So is that a shot? Like, I'm trying to understand. See, you can hear it in my voice. I'm digging here.
Read the second one.
Okay.
Read the second one.
Phil, guys, let's remember this, right? Remember
the second one brought me some clarity.
Remember this, guys. He said the last sentence that he said in that tweet, Philly fans.
Oh, my gosh.
Y'all also got to be
better. You love
better.
that, too.
Okay. Second tweet. 2 hours ago. Today is Wednesday, September 1st. 2 hours ago, he tweeted this. For clarity, I love the criticism. I love when I'm told I can't do something. It makes me work harder to prove everyone wrong, but not everyone is built like that. What do you mean by that?
Now, now listen, you guys probably think I'm going to be like upset and all up in arms. And no. Joel Embiid is speaking 100% facts, and this is why he's the face of my franchise and Ben Simmons never was, never will be.
Yikes. Okay.
You have to, like, and Ben, I literally loved you, Ben. Loved, ED. Loved you. Had your jersey over Joel's, all that. People were telling me, you should have got Joel's. No, I'm going to get Ben's. But here you go. As soon as you hit adversity, as soon as you're not the best player in every gym you walk into, you're not at Mount Vernon anymore, you're not at LSU no more playing in the SEC, when the only tough team you play every year is Kentucky, you're not the best player when you walk into every single gym. You're in the league. All that, I'm going to just go left, bully ball you and lay you up, that's not going to work here. And we told you that as Philly fans. They probably told you that in college, and they probably told you that in summer league. They probably told you that in the first year in the league. They probably told you all that. You didn't listen. You said, I'm a good player on my own. I'm gonna do my thing. And you are a damn good player on your own. You're an all-star before 25, all-league defender, best defender in the league if I said that. But there's holes in your game that the championship team needs. That it's a hole that you can't have on a championship team as a starting point guard.
Would you classify?
So when we boo you, especially if you're in a city like Philadelphia, because you have to know. There's no way you just don't know what you're walking into. You know what I'm saying? You know Philly. You hear the stories, right. You know Philly. So you know you're going to walk into this situation, and they're going to want you to over-deliver. It's not about delivering. It's about over-delivering every time, especially if you're number one draft pick, Ben. And we just want you to make this one tweak to your game. It just shows that you can do it. Maybe you can just show us flashes, that you can just be aggressive and try. And in your biggest game of your career here, you pass up an easy layup because you're scared to go to the foul line.
Where this all started.
And you expect us to have your fucking back? Are you out of your mind? You don't think we threw snowballs at Santa Claus? You don't think we're going to boo your light skin ass? What is wrong with you? And you know what? Yes, we have to be better, Joel. Phil, I'm not, and people who know me personally know I don't like the booing shit. I don't like. I will boo you when the time comes, but I think sometimes we do boo when you don't gotta be booing all crazy, like crazy. Sometimes,
but like you said, you know that's Philly.
But that's Philly, and you know where that comes.
Right.
And the reason why Joel Embiid will always have the hearts of Philadelphia fans and Ben Simmons never will is because Joel Embiid embraced that. He put his mask on, he shushed the crowd, and we loved it. We ate it up. Ben Simmons wilted in the corner, went to LA, kissed on Kendall, kissed on Tinashe, kissed on whoever he was with now, asking for help and for coddling, went to Rich Paul, said, get me out of here. Get out of here, bro.
Let me read one more.
Get out of here, bro.
So this is a tweet from NBA Central. And this was, again, earlier this morning, Wednesday, September 1st. NBA Central tweeting, the Sixers reportedly had to pick between Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons per at Jeff Ziegler. The Simmons-Embiid rift had been escalating. A person with knowledge of the situation told USA Today Sports. So the last tweet I'll read here is Joel Embiid quoted this tweet and said, sources, quote, trust me, bro, end quote. Stop using my name to push people's agendas. I love and hate drama. I love playing with Ben. Stats don't lie. He's an amazing player, and we all didn't get the job done. It's on me personally. I hope everyone is back because we know we're good enough to win.
See, now this is like that, and that tweet right there is like, because you read the first couple tweets and you're like, okay, Ben's gone. Like, he's saying some people aren't built like that, and wording like that makes you think, okay, he's gone. Like, no way. But then you have that tweet, and he's like telling you guys, like, don't put him in these rumors, and I hope we have everybody back. And then I saw Vegas odds, that it was like Ben Simmons' landing spot, and the Sixers were plus 150. The Warriors were plus 250, but the Sixers were still plus 150 after the Rich Paul news, after all that. So it's like, but at this point, I don't even want Ben back.
He's also putting guys, in shaky situations too.
Yeah,
AKA
because Rich Paul is Tyrese Maxey's agent, and if this is going on with Ben Simmons in Philly, why would Rich Paul want another young star who's a stud dropping 36 easy in the summer league, getting literally pulled out of the summer league? Doc told him he doesn't have to play no more. Why would he want him here if you're his agent? You play a numbers game if you're an agent. So I understand Rich Paul not wanting him here. How does Rich Paul have that much pull in the first place to be like, I'm an agent, my guy's not playing here?
Yeah, I'm not playing.
But whatever, that's besides the point. I don't think Ben Simmons is here to start the season. I don't think it's healthy for the locker room. I don't think it's good for him. I don't think it's good for Joel. I don't think it's good for Doc. I don't think it's good for anybody. I don't think it's good for me, my personal health, my heart rate. I don't think it's good for anybody.
Heartbreak.
I think he needs to move on. And Ben, I've loved every second of you had. Not every second. I've loved about 85% of the time I've had you here. The last 15% this playoffs,
Last thing that I'll say on this is, last question I'll kind of feed over to you is, can Ben Simmons be a leader on a playoff contending team?
Yes.
I'm not going to say
and this is why, and I'm going to play like with your words because you just said leader. Absolutely. I think this is a situation where he learns he has to build thick skin. He has to be what is he? He's a great facilitator. He's a great defender, fast guy, long guy, can do everything for you on the court. He needs to be, like you said, a leader, a vocal leader, a Rondo out there, a CP3 without a shot out there. And I think this is like, some players just need that one wake-up call. Like, oh, okay, I'm not as good as I am, or I'm really replaceable, or some people don't love me the way I think they should, and they turn their career around. He might not be an all-star every year of his career. He might be all-star sometimes. He might not win 5 Defensive Player of the Years. He might win 2. But he could be a good leader on like a team like the Warriors or a team like the Lakers, a good piece. Like, yeah, this is our vet. He plays defense. He passed the ball. So I could see it for Ben Simmons. Just not here. Get the fuck out of my city. That's all I have to say about it.
That's all you got to say. All right, moving on. We're going to go to, you want to go Bishop?
Bishop, let's talk about the homies.
Take me through it.
The homies at Glen Mills.
If you guys didn't see it, Bishop Sycamore. Can I do this? High school.
The homies.
Go ahead. So
Bishop Sycamore High School out of Oklahoma, out of Ohio. Are they a real high school? Or are they not a real high school? They say they're a digital school. So what happens here? So Bishop Sycamore somehow fields a team of, some guys look 16, some guys look 30, some guys look 27. So we don't really know what this is.
Beyond me.
Is this a semi-pro team? Is this an arena football league team? Is this a high school team? I don't know. They go to play IMG. And like, this is just like absolute, like, just insanity, because how do you even get a school like IMG to trust you? They've said they've done things like play 2 games in 3 days.
Oh yeah, they did.
They don't practice. They just play. How does a team like IMG, like, if you're the AD, you get a call from this coach and you just say, okay, we're playing, like, you don't look into the program at all? That's one question I had too. But this situation is insane. I read an article about a kid who got a scholarship or got offered to play there. He was
at Sycamore.
Yep, he was a sophomore in high school going to his junior year. So he went there for his junior year. He left his high school. Said he went there. They had everyone in the hotel. Told them they never went to school. They stayed in the hotel. They said, you're gonna go to school next week, and they would just keep telling them you're gonna go to school next week, and then you're gonna go to school next week. Kids are lying to their parents and shit, telling them like, yeah, I'm in school, like, it's going well. Da, da, da. They're not practicing. He said they had grown men from New York and grown men from where he was from in Ohio and grown men from all these different places. Like, there was people almost got stabbed. There was problems in the locker room. They said the coach He has a record as well. I don't know if he was locked up or he had I think he was locked up for some time, and he came out. This man was writing bounce checks to get funding. He was writing bounce checks to get funding for jerseys, helmets. Was writing fake checks to coaches. Coaches weren't getting paid. There was one coach there was one season the dude was talking about in the interview. Only one coach stayed to the end of the season because he just felt bad. The rest of them left because they weren't getting paid. They got funding from a church. This is the worst part. They got funding from a church.
I saw that.
Completely fraudulently got funding from this church because the church is going to help the community out to play these games and travel and get them jerseys and all that. This shit is sick, bro. It's funny to make fun of. It is funny watching. We watched their highlights on stream last night and it's funny. I mean,
listen, we are grazing over the big factor here. They got this game on ESPN. Okay, that is the number one thing that is just going all over the sports world. How the hell did a makeshift high school air this game and get themselves onto ESPN?
They said that one of the craziest things to me is that they said we were told they have multiple Division I players and we can't verify.
Yeah, that was the thing.
That's fucking hilarious. But what are y'all doing? Verify. IMG, verify who you're playing. You're IMG. You can't be playing anybody. You mean to tell me that?
That's also ESPN too. They're supposed to verify.
You mean to tell me my senior year at Peckers High School we could have just messaged IMG and be like, "Yo, we got a couple D1 guys. Let's just play a game."
Had one.
What the fuck?
Look. So they lost. Now IMG won 58-0, and ESPN, like we said, could not verify the quote unquote top recruits that Bishop told the network about. So that's how I don't know how that mix up happens, but you can see in this game. When the announcers realize and they're they immediately get worried for the safety.
They're the health and safety of the players
of the IMG players because these are high school kids. These are kids, and then you're playing against other high school.
No, I don't even think they're worried about the health. I think they're worried about the health and safety of the Sycamore kids, guys. That shit was bad, bro.
And they were getting crunched.
See,
I don't know. Do you think it was that way? Or do you think
yes. Because one dude on Sycamore one old dude, one dude he was 30, towards ACL, he's on the ground flopping like this and shit. There was one time, because these guys are older dudes, so they're not as their bones are more fragile than these kids. So I seen one time when IMG was on the goal line, dude came around, got clipped on his side, on his hip, and he was just down rolling around and shit. I'm like, yeah, these dudes don't need to be out here with these dogs, man. I don't know how what a finesse. What a finesse.
I mean, it gave them the
You can be
exposure,
anything you want to. Listen, if this, you can take you can take positive and negatives from every situation. You can be anything you want in this life.
I knew you were going, bro. I knew you were going there.
You can be anything you want.
Dude,
this dude was in jail for I don't know how long, came out. He's a high school football coach. He's on ESPN. This is not the most positive example, but it's an example that you can be anything you want, man. Oh, God.
So I read an article from Yahoo Sports, and written by Chris Quick, and he had said that, the school doesn't, in this article, said that the school doesn't pop up. Bishop Sycamore doesn't pop up when you're searching it. Basically implying that it might not actually be a real high school, right? I mean, so that's issue number one, okay? Issue number two, all of the problems with head coach Roy Johnson were kind of spoken about during the game, on social media after the game. This guy had a warrant for his arrest.
That's what it was.
So
I know if he was locked up or he had okay, that's what it was.
And Bishop fired Roy Johnson, head coach, on Tuesday. That's yesterday. And he has that.
Wasn't he the AD? Who fired him? They don't have a principal.
Now here's where it gets crazy. Now, again, in this article, I'm going to paraphrase this quote, but a former Ohio High School Athletic Association investigator said that this is how Roy gets his money. So what he'll do is he'll go to these bigger name schools and he'll say, we want to play you, but we're a lower tier school. We don't have the funding. So can you essentially pay us to come there and play you? Okay, they'll pay him. So they go to the game. Now you got to pay for the buses. You got to pay for the hotel. Maybe you got to pay for some equipment, all that kind of stuff. Apparently what was happening is lawsuits start piling up. Never paid the bus, never paid the hotel, never paid the manufacturers for the pads, all that kind of stuff. So these lawsuits piling up. He's pocketing that money. That money that these high schools are giving it to him. He's pocketing that. And then he's also got, there was like a domestic violence.
Mind you, these aren't like
court date that he didn't show up to.
They do this in college too.
This guy's a mess, man.
Like when you see like sorry Fresno guys, but you see like a Fresno State play like a top tier team, like they pay Fresno State to play them. This happens. That's how he can pull that scam. But that is like, you're sick. You're scamming the schools. You're scamming
let's
churches.
say, they signed 100K.
You're
and
right.
You gotta go.
And he's right. And I can now it all makes sense because
he's writing it off.
He has bills to pay. Like, I guess he's financing the pads or financing the buses or whatever he's doing. And then he's telling them he's going to pay them back. He pays them back in bounce checks.
And then what he also does is he gets a loan, but then he doesn't pay the loan. So then he's got 4 to 5 different lawsuits from all these different things happening. At
the same time, he has 8 coaches, 70 players, a water boy, a trainer. They had trainers.
I'm not like.
What do you do if you are 30 years old? You're out there. You just tore your ACL. You have to go to work on Monday. What do you tell your boss? I was out playing Bishop Sycamore.
I was on ESPN yesterday.
I don't know.
Sir.
Hey, boss, calling out on Monday. I don't know if you saw, boss, but I was playing.
I was on ESPN against IMG Academy.
I tore my ACL. I'm out of work.
I finessed my way to tearing my ACL on national television on a Sunday. How was your Sunday, sir? I won't be in on Monday. What? I think like you guys got to understand. If you're sitting there, you're kind of still confused on this. Just realize the bigger picture here. How the hell is this even possible for not ESPN, not anybody to realize this is all scam? It's fake. It's fake.
How does no one?
How do you not realize that?
How does no one? Anyone like
right?
like? And this is
think about that,
bro. If we think of a guest to have on the show, or someone hits us up, say we are looking through their shit, typing their shit up, searching them on Instagram, Twitter. You guys don't search up Bishop Sycamore High School and see there's no results. Oh, we'll pay them to come play us.
ESPN was like, putting some blame on one of their teams, and I'm like, it's everybody, dude.
It's everybody.
I mean, how do you not catch that?
Someone could have. All it took was one person.
Also, then you got these poor announcers that have to react to this
film
live.
Did they watch film on them? If you watched one game of film on them as an IMG coach, I mean, come on.
Right, now, right, but I don't want to put this on IMG because they're just, we're prepping for a game. I mean, these are guys who got to watch film. We're prepping for a game. This is on ESPN.
No, you are IMG. You can't be out here. Like, you can play a weaker nationally ranked team. Like, you can play a Wood.
I just don't understand it, bro.
They can. You saw one. I think it was like a couple years ago. They played St. Joseph's at the start of the season. St. Joseph's is a powerhouse in PA, but and they're sometimes a powerhouse nationally, but not all the time. They're always good statewide, not always nationally. They played IMG I think a year or two ago to start the season. It was a good game.
I'm not getting it.
Why would you play someone like that? Why would you play like a Wood? Why would you play Bishop Sycamore? It doesn't even sound real.
Like it's like we just have to tally this up, mark this up as I'm gonna write this in the air. SCAM. What does that spell? Scam. Scam. It is a scam.
Yo, my favorite part of that game, I'm watching the highlights, and the dude for the kickoff, he's like, and we're off, and they're kicking off to Bishop Sycamore, the digital online school. I was like, what the?
But that's my other thing, is you got to put these poor announcers through this ringer of having to react to this news live. What the hell do you say?
How fast do you think they knew? Like, I think they probably knew on the second drive.
I mean, maybe
second
on
drive.
Maybe they had an idea, and then maybe in a commercial they were like, okay, we're gonna tell you this now, but we don't want you to flip out if you figure this out when we're live. Because I mean, you're in such a weird situation.
You watched that first drive, and then you watched the second drive, and I think it was like 2 straight picks or 2 straight turnovers, and the block punt. It's like, who are these guys? Because they're not even competing. Like, you can tell when a team's just getting their ass kicked, but they're competing. They know what they're doing. They don't know what they're fucking.
58-0. They lost 58 to 0. Okay.
My thing is, and they don't practice. But they had packages. You see the quarterback had a wristband. He's calling audibles. They're doing no huddle.
Where are they getting?
How the fuck?
I'm telling you, they get the funding. It's all this from these schools paying for them to show up and play. That's where they get that money. But then Mr. Head Coach Roy doesn't pay those bills. And that's why we're in this hole.
Literally one of the craziest fucking things.
So now this is as we transition over here, we're gonna head over to our AFC division winners. But these are the types of stories that we've been preaching to find. We don't want to be saying the regular stuff, and we've said this multiple times, but we don't want to be saying the regular stuff that everybody else is. And we get a story like this. You get this Ben Simmons story. It's crazy. It's perfect. It's exactly what we want.
Perfect.
Okay, go ahead. Take us to the AFC.
All right, so listen. AFC predictions. Last week with the NFC, I'll say this before I start. The NFC, there was a little more room for underdog here and a dark horse here. Maybe like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like in the AFC, it was just way more chalky. I personally had more fun with the NFC. AFC though, AFC will be better for the playoffs in my opinion. But picking division winners was a little chalky. But my AFC winner is the Bills. AFC East winner is the Bills. I think like it's a no-brainer. Obviously, like if see Cam gets released and if you believe in the Dolphins from last year, which you should, but I mean, it's the Bills from last year. You know what's going on. Josh Allen again back with Stephon Diggs for 2 years in a row. That defense is what that defense is. That O-line probably looks better this year than it did last year. They have young running backs that are getting another year of experience under their belt. I mean, come on. It's a no-brainer. We'll take the Bills to win the AFC East. They're only minus 155. I mean, if you want to hammer a future, like, because I'm not a big guy on hammering futures at these like plus crazy odds.
I'm not a future.
If you want to throw like a 2, 3, 4 unit on a future, it's right there at minus 155. I'd eat that juice for the Bills, but.
So you got the Bills winning. Well, speaking of winning, if you guys want to directly support the show, we have our own affiliate link where you can sign up to the 5 different sports books that are partnered with Dimers. We will have our affiliate link in the description below if you're watching on YouTube or Apple Podcasts and Spotify. This will also be on the link tree as well. You can directly support the show, and you can see our landing page where we have all of our content on there on Dimers as well. And sign up to the book, deposit, and place a bet, and you will be directly supporting us and everything we do. So I am going to follow you, and I'm going to take the Bills here too. I'm putting all my faith into Josh Allen, signing that 6-year, $258 million extension. What? Obviously, you said Diggs is back, and I'm going to say that I love how hungry he is. I got a fantasy draft on Friday. We're running Kenny's. We're going to be streaming that soon. If I can get Diggs on my, I'm going to be so excited because I just remember, you remember when they lost that championship game and he stayed out and he was watching them.
Kind of remind me of Devin Booker.
Exactly. He said, this is never happening again. I'm not doing that again. So love that hunger from there. I mean, you look at this last year, Bills were 13-3. Again, we're getting this extra game, but I could see 13 again. I'm not going to say 14-3.
See, this is where me and you defer. I think I seen them winning like 12, but they still win the division by like 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, I mean,
like I don't think, and people might crucify me for this, but I don't think, like, yes, the Patriots might compete this year, but I don't know. Yes, the Dolphins might be okay this year.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
This is why this is simple, and we're gonna move on. But this is why it's simple. The Bills, they can't lose. So I'm surprised that they're minus 155.
It sounds like a trap.
It sounds like a trap, but I will probably tail that. So if you guys are looking to place a bet when you sign up, you can go head over to those future bets and take Bills minus 155. We will gladly back that.
The one thing I'll say about the Bills is, like, I think they're a good back is because the Dolphins, the Patriots, all them, their sights are on the division.
Yeah.
The Bills' sights is on the league, conquering the league, winning the conference, winning the Super Bowl. So that's why I'm like, all right, they're a lock. They're going to win this division and carry on. Next, we got the AFC North. I think this is going to be the best division in football this year. People, there's obviously a lot of question marks behind the Steelers. Will they be able to put points on the board? A lot of things going on there. I think they're going to be okay. Don't think they're going to be terrible. I don't think they're going to be great. They're going to be okay. They're going to compete. They might take a couple games off teams like the Browns and the Ravens. They might be okay.
But they're not your winner, though.
Not my winner.
Okay.
I'm just saying, to back it up, I'm taking the Browns.
Damn it, bro. I was trying to be different than
you.
And
listen, people are like, you're on the hype train this year because everyone's picking the Browns this year.
Yeah. I'm picking them too.
The Ravens are actually favored to win the division, even after the Dobbins injury, which I'm like, okay. But they're like, I was on the Browns heavily last year. I'm a big OBJ guy. I'm actually a bigger Baker guy than people think. I'm a big Nick Chubb guy. I'm a big Stefanski guy too. Dude's a wizard low key. And what I like about the Browns is, I mean, there's a lot of things I like about the Browns. They got the Javion Clowney too, but besides that, with their offense, last year you saw to start the season, Stefanski wanted to airmail that bitch with Odell and Jarvis and all their weapons. And then he realized when they lost Odell in the season, like, okay, I have 2 beasts of running backs right here. Mm-hmm. I have a top 5 running back, and then probably if he's a starter on another team, Hunt, top 15, top 20 running back.
Great goal line running back.
If we're going to be honest. So I'm going to ground and pound, and then run these crazy play action packages for Baker, have him in space, have my weapons out in space. I can't see any team in this division sweeping them. And in my opinion, if they can just split the Ravens, maybe sweep the Steelers, they're going to sweep the Bengals. I mean, the Bengals might take one from them, but I can't see them having problems with anyone else in the league. Like, and problems as I don't think they're going to lose more than 5 games. I can't see it for them.
So you see as you're looking from the standings last year, it was very tight between the Steelers, the Browns, and the Ravens. Steelers were 12-4, and then the Browns and the Ravens were tied at 11-5. I strategically talked about Josh Allen in our AFC East predictions because I'm going to take that more with Baker here. I think this year is a make or break year for Baker. He has to prove that he can lead this team. And
what do you mean prove?
Hold on. He wants that Josh Allen money. And he has to have a big year, show that he can lead this team, have a good playoff run to earn that money. The Browns are not going
last year.
The Browns are not going to give Josh Allen. The Browns are not going to give Baker Mayfield Josh Allen money right now. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. He could get a great new deal at the end of the year. On how he performs this season.
Where
now look,
fuckers lose me.
He has to show out. Baker Mayfield has to show out to get
this
the
is where
payout.
They lose me.
You like that? To show out to get the payout.
Did he not prove it? Because I love it. I love it.
For these reasons.
People always like to say this quarterback has to prove this and prove that and prove this and prove that. When Odell went down, the first thing people said was, this is going to show if Baker is worth it or not. If they can go from Baker or not. And he showed the fuck out. You want to talk about showing out? He wasn't outlandish throwing these numbers that we've never seen before, but he was getting it done with his arm. He led them to win that division, led them to the playoffs.
Well, that's why I'm saying.
Minus a weapon. Minus his biggest weapon, probably. Unless you want to put Nick Chubb there. Are you kidding me? He has to prove himself.
For these reasons only, that's going to give me a hungry Baker Mayfield, resulting in a Browns division title.
Okay.
Resulting
like
in a Browns division title.
I don't for some reason,
Simple.
And okay, you're the quarterback, but just for some reason on that Browns team, Baker Mayfield catching the most smoke most of the time for me just does not make sense.
It always happens though. He always gets the smoke.
It does. It's been that way since Oklahoma too.
Yeah.
So how he carries himself and shit. But that's why I like Baker. Honestly, I like the fiery guy. I'm not backing out for nobody. Gets a little crazy sometimes, but it's a damn good fucking football player, bro.
I'm excited to see this division. This is going to be
the best.
We'll see though, because we'll see how the Steelers can come out this year.
I trust them.
Who's
the Steelers? I would love to see the number on the Steelers over under.
I don't.
And this is why I kind of because I like to fade public opinions. That's why I'm scared to take the Browns. I think everybody's on the Browns now, especially
have to be. And you said Dobbins is gone for the Ravens, so.
And I think, and I'm not saying the Steelers are gonna win the division, but I just see everyone's off the Steelers this year. They might win 10 games, 11 games. They might take like the Dolphins last year. They won 10 games. They realistically should have won 8. They should have never beat us. They won a couple close games. Like they realistically should have won 8, 7 games last year. I could see the Steelers gutting some games out, maybe getting the 10, 11 wins. People like, oh shit, the Steelers had a good year. I can see it. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't sleep on the Steelers.
And you got the Bengals coming up too, so I don't think they're gonna be a 4-win team this year like they were last year. Burrow's back.
They're 1 year away.
Got his wide receiver one with him. He's got his wide receiver one with him. 2
catches in the preseason, baby. Woo! He caught 2 screens. I fuck with Jamar Chase.
You're dumb. Okay, AFC South. Run me through it.
So the AFC South, I think this is easy money here. You gotta take the Titans. I mean, you add Julio Jones, you get Lewin back. Tannehill's probably one of the most consistent quarterbacks in the league over the past couple years. Their defense is their defense. You have the second best, probably maybe best running back in the league in Derrick Henry. I'm not ready to mark him as the best. A lot of people are. But I just think this division, like last year, was a really good race between them and the Colts. In those games, they had a couple like Monday night, Thursday night games. Those were good games. This year, it's not going to be like that. I mean, we know who's at the helm for Indianapolis. I mean, are you scared of them? Do you think he's even going to play a quarter of the year? Like, I'm not afraid of them. I mean, that division is awful. You have the Texans there. That's dumpster and fire.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, I say they're probably 1 year away. But I mean, losing Etienne this year to surgery kills them.
I know that's so sad, dude.
They probably went through games. Tennessee wins this division easily, and they might not even be. I don't think they're going to be a 13-12 win team. I think they won 11 games again.
I just can't see the Colts with these offensive Titans weapons that they added in this offseason. Can't see the Colts.
And I don't have the exact names for the Colts. I wish I pulled that shit up, but they're like the Yankees. They have like 10 guys on the COVID list. They have another like 5, 7 guys on the injured list. I wish I had the fucking list, but they're not. You can't trust the Colts this year. It's going to be the Titans division. That's an easy chalky pick. I think I don't know the line on them either, but they're another good bet. They're not priced.
Yeah, I mean it's not. I don't even know if I would call it a chalky bet just because it's like I think it's inevitable.
Yeah,
like no.
I think it's like really? I think it's just the obvious pick. Like I mean, you saw when we did the NFC, I threw the Cardinals out there, and there's other teams.
Right.
Like, but there's a decent chance a team like that's gonna make it happen. But in the AFC, some of these divisions, it's like I gotta go with Tennessee. I gotta go with Buffalo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I can't. Like I said, I can't see myself picking anyone other
absolutely
than the Titans here. And for our last, let's head over to the AFC West with the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Denver Broncos.
I'll say this. This is going to be a really fun division to watch, bro. And I'm not saying it's going to be a fun division to watch because the margin of games from last year and this year, like it's probably going to be the same. Like what do they win that by? 6 games? It's probably going to be the same. It's probably going to be the same. I'm saying my prediction is the Chiefs win this division. Chargers probably lose it by 2 games.
I'm picking the Chiefs, but watch out for the Chargers.
Chargers probably lose it by 2 games.
Watch out for the Chargers.
They probably lose it by 2 games, have a great year. Vegas is probably maybe 1 game behind the Chargers.
What was that? I think that was it might have been week 1 or 2.
Should have beat the Chiefs.
It was it was the first week of the Overs Club. That's why I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 4:25 game. I believe it was in Los Angeles. And Patrick Mahomes had to do everything. And the Chargers ended up losing that game, right?
Yeah. But the Chargers low key. I forget the second game score.
I'm telling you, man.
They played them tough. And it wasn't like the Chiefs had to hit a game winning field goal, but they played them tough. So I mean, I'll watch out for the Chargers guys.
I'm telling you, Justin Herbert's ready to go.
But I mean, with the Chiefs, man, it's like it's a Super Bowl or bust year. I mean, they bolstered up their big question mark at the end of the last year was the O-line. They bolstered it up this year. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire gets another year under his belt. Patty's Patty.
Right. I mean, you can say that with with Herbert as well.
Yeah.
He's ready to go.
Yeah. That's true.
But yeah, I'm gonna pick the Chiefs as well. I mean, and now can you say that's the chalky pick? But like, think realistically, really.
Now disclaimer.
Here we go.
I will say this about the NFL season. People are gonna be like, "You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about." You're just saying it is 17 games. People don't understand unless you really watch football for a long time and really like are studying the game or you've played. A lot of weird shit can happen in 60 minutes on that field of controlled chaos.
Controlled chaos.
You add one more 60-minute guaranteed regular season game in that mix, a short week. We looked at the Giants' schedule. They're playing 3 games off of 5 days of rest. That never happens in a 16-game schedule. Somebody might pull a hammy. Somebody might tweak something, pull a calf. Pat might have to sit 3 games again. The Chargers could pick up ground right there. I think this is a year where something weird could happen. And I'm not saying there's going to be a lot of injuries. It could just be COVID. It could be anything, bro. I mean, just, with the Bills, we're putting the faith in the Bills, but they don't want to get a vaccine on the Bills. They don't want to get a vaccine. So they might not even win the division. We might lose. That might be why the Lions minus 155, honestly.
Yeah, actually.
But I think there might be
put shit in these people's heads.
I think there could be a lot of weird things happening this season. I'll just say that.
Yeah, again, simple. Maybe is it chalky? Maybe. But like I said,
chalky. Don't maybe me. And I'm with you too.
I'm just saying it's what's most realistic.
I think the best argument with this division is this conference is who wins it. If you had to pick right now, gun to your head, who wins it?
God damn it. You know what I'm gonna say? I'm kind of stalling here, but I'm picking this because I don't want to pick the Chiefs. I'm gonna go with the Cleveland Browns.
Fuck you.
You're gonna pick them too,
bro. I was gonna go with the Brownies. I'm really riding the Brownies this year, bro. I think they got some.
It's dumb though. I should have said the Bills.
But even I thought you were gonna say the Bills. But when you think about it, bro, like, because there's teams. I think we had this conversation on stream. Was it me and you? I don't remember, bro. But there's teams that like are ass right now. But if you look back like 15, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, they were disgusting. And teams that are disgusting now, you look back 10, 15, 20 years ago, they were ass. Sports goes in cycles, man. And Cleveland's building momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And momentum's a bitch.
The most loyal fans
ever
in all of football. Maybe.
Sorry, Birds, guys.
Maybe sports.
All right. Sorry, Birds fans.
We'll say football for now.
They might be over. We haven't gone. I mean, we've gone through our go-through back in the day. Snowball and Santa and shit. We've gone through our go-through. But I just think there's that momentum building, that snowball's rolling.
Bills, bro.
They got a QB. They got Odell back. They locked in Chubb. They got Clowney. That defense is already disgusting.
So you gonna go with the Bills then?
I want to go with the Brownies.
All right. Shit, man.
I really Brownies taking the division.
I'll ride with it.
Conference.
I'll say the Browns. But I do have a lot of faith in Josh Allen. He showed out. He got his payout. So now he's got to continue to show out. He got his money. He got his money.
I was never big on the Bills, and it's for this reason only. I always had thought if you can find a way to shadow Diggs correctly or just shade another another safety over the top, or maybe shade an outside linebacker into his flats or something, or get contact with him early, you can take him out the game and almost neutralize their play action game. That's what I always thought, because what they do well is they have another nice running back tandem. They have Singletary, which I like a lot, pretty good, and then obviously Josh Allen can do what he can do with his legs. So they have a lot they can damage you with on the ground. They would ground and pound, run the play action, roll Allen out, or he can either run or hit Diggs on maybe like a double move or it's a quick over or something. I always thought, okay, why aren't we just overshading to, like, obviously Cole Beasley is what he is and he's not a slouch, but I'll take my one-on-ones with Cole Beasley all day personally if I'm playing the Bills, and I would have someone shade over to Stephon Diggs, because I think personally if we neutralize that Diggs and Allen duo, we win the game every time. Unless they just ground and pound us to death and they win 9-3, which they can. But I mean, they were scoring points last year. The Bills team, I think they had such a great year last year, but I think there's holes there that might get exposed this year. I'll just say that. And
that's why you're picking the Browns.
Picking the Brownies, baby.
So that is our AFC predictions, division winners. And we have, so for the past 2 episodes, we now have our NFC division winners and we have our AFC division winners, with football starting right around the corner. We're going to be doing a lot of daily fantasy sports stuff as the season, progresses and we get into that. I personally haven't done it since I was like a kid. So to be able to, because you and I could probably build a pretty nasty team with that budget. For those of you that don't know, the daily fantasy is you get a certain budget, and the higher tier players are more expensive than, you don't have a Patrick Mahomes that might be $14,000. You maybe have a $50,000, a $52,000 budget, and you build your fantasy team for that day, for that Sunday. Or that week, I guess I should say. I have an idea, man. So that'd be pretty cool to build a team.
And I don't know how you're going to feel about me saying,
and you win prizes.
Saying on the podcast, so strap in, just make sure you're buckled in, because you might get upset for a second. I don't really care if you get upset. It is what it is. So since we had complications in the last couple weeks, couldn't get our fantasy league completed and started. We are you're commissioning a league in Kenny's league, right? And you have a team.
Correct.
So I mean, we'll do some things with that. We'll have content with that. What I'm thinking right now on the podcast, we'll talk about live on the podcast. If we'll look into it after the show, but we should do a DraftKings or FanDuel tournament every week of the season. All day, every day show, sponsored DraftKings tournament. What a catch. Me and you co-commission a team every week. We'll have maybe 10 to 12 slots a week. We co-commission a team every week. We make like content of us making our team. And then like say we win and we win the pot, we do a giveaway.
Yep. So
we'll give away maybe a jersey or a gift card. Like if we ever win, we don't take that shit. But like it's for everyone to hop in and get involved and win some money. If we win, fuck it, it's a giveaway. And maybe we do the giveaway for, I don't know, everybody, maybe everyone who's in the tournament. I think it's a good idea since we couldn't deliver with the fantasy league.
Yeah, we couldn't deliver with that. I mean, again, fantasy's tough because it's a larger commitment. Yeah. So, and daily fantasy is so fun. We're going to be working with a lot of these guys in the community throughout, this entire football season with gambling and us continuing to make our content. By the end of next week, we will have both of our trips planned for the fall. We will be away for, going to 2 separate locations in the month of November, making a lot of content, a lot of videos, stacking a lot of videos for the winter. Super excited to get out there, see some people, meet some people, and just live it up and go travel and do what we love to do. So if you guys want to follow the TikTok, I got to start there. You can head over to the TikTok. It's the All Day Everyday Show. Posting a lot of stream clips on there and everything like that. So go give us a follow on that as well. Like some of those videos, man, because we're having some fun on stream. And speaking of the stream, the All Day Everyday Show on Twitch, there is no it's just All Day Everyday Show. Streaming heavy. We're back to streaming after being away for the past week. That has felt more than a week.
Facts.
Somehow has felt more than a week. And then obviously all of our notifications on the Twitter and the Instagram, the Twitter being at ADED Podcast and the Instagram being at ADED Pod. A lot of new updates on there with what we're doing with Dimers. So excited to be working with them. We hope you guys are still on the train supporting us as we continue to go through this journey and, meet the best people in this community, work with the best people in this community. It's just so exciting. It's so surreal to finally start making money from this and, signing our first contract. Bro, how nice. Think about that, guys. We signed a paper with our names on it to work with. Like, that's crazy, man. It's been, 7-8 months? I mean, that's crazy. It's crazy. So we are so grateful. We have earned this. We have put the work in for this. And And I mean, that's all I got, man. So let's get the hell out of here. Let's go do some. Let's sign off on that note. Let's go do some more behind the scenes work, okay, guys? Stay great, be great, because you fucking are, man. Let's go. You've been listening to the All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and Manny Ruffin. My name is Alex Jacobs, but you can call me All Day AJ. We love you, Dimers. Oh, let me do that. I got a pen too, baby. Woo! See you guys.